I arrived on our little outpost in the middle of the night. They walked us into this big room, and at the head of the room was a line of Afghan men, basically arranged like a receiving line. And that's what we did. We went down the receiving line one by one, just like, hi, my name is Matt. I look forward to working with you. Hi, my name is Matt, person by person. And at some point, I got to a guy named Janice, taller, quieter Afghan. And I said, hi, my name is Matt. And he goes, yes, hi, hello, I am Janice. And that was it. I didn't say anything to him for the next 10 days. I don't even recall seeing him for the next 10 days. But the next time I saw him, he would have just saved my life. Literally, the next time I saw him, he had just shot and killed 2 people, saving my life.
Hi, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, brother.
How are you?
I'm good, brother. چطوری؟
خوب هستم.
فیلمی خوب است. تشکر.
زنده باشی.
Hello. So good to see you. So, hi, what's going on, bud? My goodness, look how big you are. I want to hear about school. When you get to middle school, you're going to encounter something called algebra. And algebra is where math they throw in letters, okay?
Yeah.
But if I pick all of them, my most favorite is gymnastics and ballet.
Do you want to go eat? Yeah, let's go eat. Come on.
Wait, how old are you? Probably like 30.
How old do you think I am?
29.
Oh, God bless you.
39.
Nope.
I was like 5 years when I saw the first big explosion in Afghanistan. I was in the city with my mother, and it was in a cinema. Like first time I've seen some dead bodies and some injured bodies that I couldn't sleep for a couple nights. Like it was really shocking for me. Nobody liked the Taliban. There was no work, nothing. Like you could be beaten by them anytime. Especially for women, for girls, there were no school. And like I wanted to go and fight against these like Al-Qaeda and Taliban because people are tired of them and they're a kind of virus. But still, I wanted to do something for my country too. And that's why in 2004, I decided to go become a translator.
So, this is mine. It's the 101st Airborne, who I went to war with. This is my regimental crest, which is for my branch of the military, which is intelligence. This means I've been in combat. That's my rank, which is captain. This is my grandfather's from World War II. He was a lieutenant commander in the Navy. This is my great-grandfather, Archie Lee Blades. And this is his World War I doughboy. And he was part of the 108th Infantry out of New York. And then this is my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's Civil War uniform from the Union Army. I think these are probably my most treasured possessions. I joined the Army because of 9/11. The idea of not serving at that moment just was something I couldn't fathom. I couldn't come to terms with. I had this profound, not just civic, but familial obligation that when my country is attacked, we go. We go when the country calls. I had walked up to the first recruiter I had seen in uniform since the attacks and just said, where do I sign? And was in basic training the next summer.
I'm at the base, and our unit received a phone call from Zeller that their team has been attacked by Taliban.
I was on the ground, and It's the damnedest thing. I couldn't make sense of it. The dirt in front of me was jumping, and it was violating the fundamental laws of physics. And then I put two and two together, and I realized, oh, it's not dirt that jumps, you idiot. Those are bullets hitting the ground in front of you. Someone's shooting at you. What was happening was we were in the middle of a Taliban assault on our position. And we would later learn from drone footage that there were 50 Taliban fighting the 15 of us. They had just completely surrounded, outnumbered, and outgunned. 4:50 in the afternoon on Monday, April the 28th, 2008. I was 26 years old, and I realized I'm going to die here right now. I die today, probably pretty soon. This is the place where I die.
Okay, come on, brother.
All right.
Rice, spinach, chicken, that's what you like.
Thank you.
And salads on this side. I jumped out of the truck. And when I looked at Matt, I saw two things moving behind him. Like, they were like two Taliban. You know, like when a tiger or a lion is going to hunt a deer, you know, like they're moving really slow. Nobody can hear them. That's how the Taliban were moving slowly from his behind.
He sees these two guys, and Janice is thinking, as he'll tell you, I can't just go up and tap Matt. He doesn't know who I am. He may very well shoot me. What am I gonna do? I can't shoot back at these guys because I might startle Matt, and he might turn firing at me, shooting me when I'm trying to save him. So Janice made a split-second decision. He bum rushed me, and he shoulder checked me like you would some guy into the boards in hockey, or knock somebody on his ass in football. And that's what he did. He hit me as hard as he could with his shoulder. I hit the deck. I got the wind knocked out of me. And as this was happening, I heard the unmistakable sound of an AK-47 going off right next to my head. And I just thought, well, that's it. I'm dead. They got me. Because we don't have AK-47s in our military. And then all of a sudden, like, this guy was standing right over me. And he put his hand out to pull me up. He goes, "You're not safe." And as he pulled me up out of the hole, I looked past him, and that's where I saw the bodies of the two guys he had just shot and killed, saving my life. The next morning, I wake up and I realize I don't even know the guy's name. I don't even know the dude's name, and he just gave me the gift of life in the most fundamental way. So I go looking for him, and I find him sitting alone in our dining hall, eating by himself. And I walked up and I sat down. I said, "Can I eat with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And I said, "Man, I don't even know your name. My name's Matt." And he goes, "Yeah, we met earlier. I'm Janice." And I said, "Well, Janice, I owe you a life debt. But I know nothing about you. You don't even understand. This is a real hard thing to reconcile with at the time, because for my 26 years of existence, I didn't know this guy existed until 10 days before all this. And yet, he was now my best friend and my guardian angel, and I didn't realize he would become the single most important factor to our survival. Not just my survival, but the survival of our unit. While this might one day replace the need for a human being to simultaneously translate between us, because eventually Google Voice will be able to just do it, right? This doesn't have any cultural context. This can't tell you that it's been coming to this village every day for the last 2 years and knows everyone around here, and that guy's a liar and that guy's honest, and oh, by the way, if the kids don't come out and ask for candy, that's a key indicator that we're about to get attacked, because they've been told to stay home and stay away because there's about to be an ambush. But on the days when there are ambushes, the kids rush up to the vehicles looking for candy and handouts, right? This doesn't tell me any of that. A guy like Janice does. When we were in firefights, we noticed early on that the Taliban would shoot the vast majority of their bullets at our translators first, because they understood those were the critical links between us and the ability to accomplish our mission. And without them, we couldn't communicate with the world around us, let alone begin to understand it. Janice was my eyes and my ears to the Afghan people, and he was my voice to them and their voice back to me. He was my cultural barometer. He was my cultural ambassador. He was my filter. He was more important to our survival than our weapons. At the end of our tour, I went to him and I said, "There's this new visa program that Congress has created for people just like you, apparently. Do you want to apply for it? And he goes, no. No, one day you're going to come back and visit me as a guest. 2 months later, I'm back home and I get a Skype call from him. And he says, brother, the Taliban have a bounty on my head.
You are playing with your life when you become a translator. Not only your life, but your entire family's life. The Taliban, they called us American spies, and they called us Americans' eyes and ears. I received a call from one of the Taliban. He told me he knew where I'm living, where my family is living. And he said, now there is no more warnings for me. They will kill me or a member of my family. I said, no, brother, now I need your help.
So good.
Do you want more, brother?
No, I'm good, thank you. Thank you. And Janice contacted me out and he said, you think maybe you could sponsor me for that visa? I said, sure, thinking naively it would take 6 months, maybe a year. 4 years later, that was 2009. 4 years later, it was the summer of 2013, we were still waiting for his visa. And I said, Janice, I think the only course of action we have left at this point is to go public with our story. As an Afghan war vet, I know firsthand the value of a translator. In fact, I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you had my translator, Janice, not saved my life in a firefight in Afghanistan in 2008.
We have an update on a story we've been telling you about on CBS this morning.
We ended up needing to get about 10 members of Congress personally involved. But we were able to get his family and him their visas through the system. I don't know if I can properly describe to you the sense of relief it felt like when he got off the plane. I mean, like, it was palpable. You could feel him exhale when I hugged him. And I know that exhale because it's the same exhale I gave when I got home to America at the end of my tour of duty in Afghanistan. We have a program. We tell these people if you serve with us a certain number of years, you meet this criteria, you get a visa to a new life in America, right? Clearly there's a program to help you start that new life. I learned at the airport it was incumbent upon me. It was going to be my responsibility to find him a house, to furnish that house, to help him get his new life started. That his success was completely dependent on me being able to do something. I'm going to start a GoFundMe page. See if we can't raise this guy some money to help him get his new life started. 3 days later, I would stop off at the bank where we had set up an account to see how much money we had raised. And there was $35,000 in the account from complete strangers. And I pulled out this check for 35 grand. I said, Janice, this here's a gift from the American people. It's in thanks and exchange for your 9 years of frontline combat service. It's not nearly enough to cover what we owe you, but it's enough to at least cover your food and your rent for the next year. He thought about it, taking this money for all of half of a heartbeat, said, brother, I can't take it. Which was not what I was expecting to hear. So I said, what do you want me to do with it? And then he got really serious and looked me right in the eye and he said, well, what about his son and Latif and Jamshid and Maiwand and Habib? I said, what about them? He was naming off all the other translators from our little base who were all still serving over there at that point, still. And he said, well, don't they deserve to be here too?
There are still translators standing shoulder to shoulder with the American and fighting against the Al-Qaeda, but now they are abandoned. Every day they're getting killed by unknown people because of their service with the US military and US government. We are going to pick up some donations. We're going to bring this donation to one of the Afghan families that they recently got here. They served to this country. They did the same thing I did, and they deserve the same service that I got. Our people We are tired of war. We are in the seek of some people or a country to bring peace for us because everybody's tired. I was happy when I came here. I said, for my children, they will have a bright future in here. They will love their country, and then they can do something for my country. I hope till that time there is peace in my country, no more war, no more fight. Now we have two countries. Afghanistan is our country, and US is our country. Okay, let's go, guys.
I'm here because I have this miracle of a human being in my life named Janis Shinwari. That's a person who did 9 years of fighting so that we all could have a better existence. And if there's anyone who's really a veteran in this relationship, it's him, it's not me.
I'm this guy.
There we go. Okay. He's the sweetest human being I've ever met. He's the gentlest soul. I think he's a miracle. I think most Afghans are, because somehow, despite all the profound suffering that they've been through, all the tragedy that they've had to endure, they just have this zest for life that is infectious, and it's inspiring. Janice is the pinnacle of all of that. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, brother.
Dad and Mom say hi.
Oh,
That's just,
wa alaikum salam.
Yeah.
Tell them I said hi.
I will.
Okay, brother.
All right, brother. I love you.
Love you too, brother.
I'll see you soon.
See you.
Goodbye, my nephew. All right.
I'll
Khudafis.
see you. Khudafis.
Khudafis. Take care.
Take care.